All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do something a little different. No scap today, but just for today. We'll get back on scap real soon. This video popped up on my feed. I haven't watched it yet, so I figured I'd just react to it with you guys. This is from a channel called the NBA GOAT. Looks like a newer channel, and it's called Five Players That Played Against or with Michael Jordan or LeBron. Weigh in on the GOAT. So let's get some opinions on, yeah, the actual peers of these guys again, as always. And, I'm going to link the original video down below, as always. And let's get right into this. Jason Kidd, 11 games with
Well, the
MJ.
best player I've played against has to be Michael Jordan.
Hold up.
Player I've played against.
I
Well, the
just got
best.
to, God damn it.
Well, the best player I've played.
37 games with
Well, the
LeBron.
best player I've played.
37 with LeBron. I'll do better.
Well, the
I'll do
best
better
player
after
I've
this.
played against has to be Michael Jordan, just because of the expectation each night that people will, I'm going to see Michael. What is he going to go for? 40? Is he going to score 50 tonight? Is he going to score 60? And he never let down, those people. He always came and put on a show. And while he was putting on a show, he's one of the hardest guys to guard. He can get to the basket, he can jump over you, he can shoot the jump shot, and he would let you know about it too. So he wasn't a guy who was quiet. He used to talk a little trash. Now when I say little, that's just putting it nicely, but he was probably the hardest to guard because he was on stage each night and he brought it. And you look at Kobe Bryant, he's right up there too. He's a guy who performs at a high level each time he takes the floor, and he's a guy that is hard to guard. And for me, it's always, those two are probably, the guys that I've seen the most or guarded the most. But the little guys, the guys who are super fast, those are the ones that I have the hardest problem with, because
Yeah, it's point guard.
even though they might be shorter, they're faster, and as you get older, those are the ones that you can't stay in front of, and you just hope they miss. Well, I think my first time guarding them,
Yeah, guarding Steph Curry would be an absolute nightmare. I'd die. I'd die out there trying to keep up with that guy.
in Dallas, I was just a little nervous, and I think he could see that, so he came up to me and says, "Look, don't worry about it, kid. I like you, so I won't embarrass you tonight." So I said, "Oh, okay, great." So I
Fresh
said,
blood.
"Well, what's embarrassment mean? 50?" He said, "Oh, no, I'll take it easy on you." And so I was guarding him on the right box, and he did a spin move to the baseline, and I said, "Oh no, just don't dunk it." And then he jumped, and he kept going, and he went on the other side of the basket and did a
Up and
little
under.
reverse layup, and I said, "Oh, I'm glad he didn't dunk it." And he looked back at me and winked at me and said, "I told you I wasn't going to embarrass you."
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah. Jordan and Kobe, they're two guys I can say their entire career. They showed up to work and they gave you everything that is expected from them and more. Like, I always think about it as far as like if I owned a business and these were my employees, like those are like the best employees you could ever ask for. They're there every day at practice, every game, unless their leg is broken, and they're going to give you more than you expect. Like even when they're sick, it's insane. Okay, wait. Dwayne Wade never played MJ. 31 games versus LeBron and 4 seasons with LeBron. Yeah, let's do it.
Lebron is one of my good friends. I have so much respect for what he's doing now, what he's done, and what he would eventually do, because he's not done yet. If LeBron James end up the #1 scorer of all time, top 5 in assists and top 5 in rebounds, and have 4, 5, 6 championships, you cannot do nothing but have the conversation of who's the greatest of all time.
The conversation's already happening.
Well, the conversation has been happening, but it's not good. LeBron's still playing. It's hard to have that conversation about the greatest of all time when a man is still putting on his jersey, right? So, but when he's done, his lineup, his statistical lineup is going to be the greatest that's ever played the game when it comes.
Hey, fair from Dwayne Wade. It is one thing that's kind of frustrating is why is the media comparing LeBron to MJ? Like, why don't we wait and see, maybe he ends with 7 rings and then let's talk about it? But why are we talking about it for the last like 5 years? The guy's still working on his resume, you know? So when I'm speaking to MJ is the GOAT and LeBron's not the GOAT, hey man, LeBron's career is not over and MJ's is. I mean, I don't know what's going to change my mind, but it's possible, it's possible. If he ends up being the all-time, assist leader and he has 7 rings, I might have to just shut up and take it.
Comes to scoring, assists, rebounds, so forth and so on. I come from a Jordan era. I am biased, and I'm going to be a bias to the day I pass away. Michael Jordan will be my
I
GOAT.
always loved you.
Yes, sir.
I love you even more.
He would be my GOAT. But that doesn't mean I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. LeBron is amazing, but Michael Jordan is my GOAT. I play basketball because of Michael Jordan. He will
Yeah,
always be my
but bro,
Yeah, me
y'all
too.
know how it is in the locker room. It's different. Like y'all won championships together, and to me this is the number one question I had because I see you on TNT and I see you tweeting Instagram. Anytime a conversation come up, you're like, he's my GOAT, MJ.
He's my GOAT.
But you got MJ, that's your teammate, that's your man. Y'all on the banana boat together. You know what I'm saying? So does that
You
ever
could be
get
best
You gotta be
friends,
super
but
cool to
doesn't
get on the
mean he has
banana
to be the
boat
GOAT.
with other grown men. You gotta be really close. You gotta be really close.
That doesn't get awkward where it's like, you are publicly saying this is my GOAT, and everybody else in the world is talking about who's the GOAT.
Why would that be awkward? The two of them are teammates at one time. They've been good friends for a long time. But why would it be awkward unless LeBron feels entitled to that, Like he feels entitled, like he's the unanimous GOAT, and there can't be any, he has a lack of respect for Jordan. Like I don't understand that argument right there. Like any humble man wouldn't expect that. And Jordan never called himself the GOAT, by the way. He was always talking about his elders, Russell, Kareem, all these guys that came before him. I don't understand that take.
Not for me. I think if like, my thing is like this is a real conversation, right? You are all of us have our own individual opinions. This has nothing
Yeah,
to do with
it's an
like
opinion.
I said, once LeBron James is done playing this game of basketball, I'm definitely gonna tell my grandkids, kids that I played with one of the greatest to play the game of basketball. He will be the GOAT for a lot of generations. I started playing the game because of Michael Jordan. He will be my GOAT until the day I pass away. It doesn't take anything away from LeBron. This is just like LeBron. We started playing, we envisioned playing like Michael Jordan. So
Yep.
for me, from Chicago, where I grew up, I made it out the hood because I seen a dude, number 23, play the game of basketball at a level that I was like, I just want to do some of that.
You see, I think there's some people that like Dwayne Wade. That this is respect right there. I played the game because of Michael Jordan, you know? He's not trying to replace Michael Jordan. He's trying to do his damn best because that's what he came up from. And I think there's a certain level of narcissism that I've seen outside of the sport, in real life, in the business world too, and in politics and all kinds of crap, where somebody grows up idolizing somebody, and then they get to a certain point where they want to replace them in history and have history forget about that person. It's almost like they can't admit later on in life that at one point they felt lesser than someone. And I think that's where LeBron James is at now. Like since he won that ring in Cleveland, like I've called himself the GOAT and all that. Like that's what I feel like he is now. Like he wants the world to forget about how great everybody else was before him, and now just remember LeBron. You know, I've always liked Dwayne Wade a lot more. You know, and Kobe because they got a lot more respect.
So to me, it doesn't take anything away from LeBron. LeBron will be the GOAT of this generation that has
Yeah,
watched him grow up,
he is.
just like we watched Michael Jordan kind of grow and go into what we call a GOAT. That's why I always say my GOAT. This is not personal. LeBron's my guy, but Jordan is my GOAT.
All right, that was an awesome take by Dwayne Wade. All right, let's go to Ray Allen. And I freaking agree 100% with Dwayne Wade. I didn't think I was gonna like that. That's awesome. 100%. All right. 12 games versus MJ, if that's when he was playing in Seattle. 48 games versus LeBron and 2 seasons with LeBron. Yeah. By the way, y'all try to forget that a Hall of Famer like Ray Allen, one of the greatest shooters of all time, he played on that Miami Heat team. Wasn't it wasn't just the big three. It was LeBron, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and Ray freaking Allen.
Does LeBron have to do something, or can he do something where you would go, now I would look at him as the best player?
No, I think he certainly, just off the cuff, he's certainly the top 5 of all time. But playing against him and MJ, I think for me it's MJ all day long. Only because how I played against him, and MJ just had everything, from mid-range to three-point to post-up game, and he could score and dominate in each position. LeBron is dominant. LeBron could do so many things on the floor. And
do you think LeBron's a better all-around player than Jordan?
It's hard. That's hard to say because LeBron is probably one of the best passers that the league has seen. MJ is probably the weakest part of his game. He didn't pass a lot, but
he can.
At the same time, MJ didn't have any other weaknesses in his game, and defensively, he was a two-way player. Defensively, he was incredible and just as dominant.
Damn, man, Ray Allen setting it straight. That's my viewpoint too. You want to talk about the best all-around player? He's the best offensive player on the court and best defensive small on the court. And he'll do the dirty work, get your rebounds, box out, do all that stuff, get steals, blocks, and he'll pass to the open man when he's got a double team on him that he can't beat. But if he can beat it, he's going to do it. He's the best offensive player on the team. Remember when he played point guard, everybody, in the 80s? The guy was averaging a triple-double.
Well, I still look at LeBron, a better rebounder, better passer. Mike was not shooting a 3 back then. He would have developed into
he
a
still could shoot it, though.
Yeah, but LeBron has turned into at least a dangerous 3-point shooter. Like you have to account for him when he takes those shots.
Yeah. What was it? 1992, 92, 93. The NBA Finals versus the Blazers. He was busting everyone's ass, bombing threes on everyone just to prove a point to the media. But the thing is he didn't have to do that to score. His most efficient game was in the mid-range. So it's not that he couldn't shoot threes, it's that he chose not to.
But the personality, though, is, I think, the biggest difference. Because Mike wanted to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was he mean to you?
No, he wasn't. He actually killed me slowly and
methodically.
Yeah, he would comment to the coach, he's actually doing a great job out here. And meanwhile, he's pouring in 45.
Wait, he's talking to your coaches?
Yeah, I remember Chris Ford. He's yelling at me. Chris Ford's yelling the whole time. He's like, "Rookie, get in front of him." And I'm fronting him on the post, and MJ just kind of slowly glides across the floor, and he gets the ball and shakes and scores. And I did everything the game plan said, and then there's a break in action. We're sitting there, and Chris Ford is just down there just hammering me. And MJ
I remember that coach.
He's doing a great job, coach. He's actually doing a great job. Meanwhile, he's got 45 on the books. So I was like, yeah.
Did you think that Mike didn't want you taken out because he had 45 in the books? Like he wanted you to guard him?
No, I honestly believe that he didn't think that anybody could stop him.
Yeah, he'll do that on anyone.
Score whenever he wanted to score, wherever he wanted to score. So it didn't matter what I did out on the floor. He was going to get his touches. He was going to get his points.
More unstoppable, though, when they get that mindset, Michael or Kobe?
Good question.
Certainly Michael.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And Kobe put up 81.
Yeah, that was a bad Toronto defense at the time. I remember
it's still 81, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a marvelous
It's 60
feat.
in his last game he played.
Yeah, it was a marvelous feat. It's
Oh man, that would be a cool thing to cover someday. Put that in the comments if you guys want me to show that game someday.
hard to really compare
The 60-point game, the Kobe's last game.
the generations. If you look at what MJ did during his era. Like I played in between both those eras, and the rules are totally different. Like you can't touch a guy now.
Yep.
You know, a guy will go to the free throw line 20, 25 times a game just off of ticky-tack stuff.
But it used to, and Phil Jackson said this when he was promoting his book years ago. If Mike played today, he would average 45 in his prime.
Easy.
Yeah. Fair.
You believe that?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, let's think about it. Back then, they were putting up what 90, like 92 points, right around there, 92, 94, and he was averaging about 30, and sometimes above 30. You know, sometimes at 35, 1 year at 37. So what he's getting at least 1/3 of the team's points, right? So nowadays we're at over 120 average points per game. So yeah, if he just got 1/3, he's at 40, and we know Jordan, he'll get at least 1/3 of the points. So yeah, no, Phil did his math. He'd get 40 to 45 points a game. It's not being crazy. It's just the game is different.
Yeah, and that's why it's, so much is made about the errors. It's just not a comparison. To compare what we do now, what's going on now, to what's happened in the 80s and the 90s.
All right, wow. That was a very cool take by Ray Allen. I didn't think he was going to be just across the board like that. No hesitation. Just Michael Jordan's greatest. But his points are valid. Best offensive player on the team, best defensive player on the team. The guy got it done, and he was feared. Ron Artest, this should be interesting. 5 games versus Michael Jordan. They played in some camps too, some scrimmages before Jordan went and played for the Wizards. If I'm not mistaken, Ron Artest is the guy who cracked Michael Jordan's rib, which kind of ruined that last comeback too. And then 21 games versus LeBron James. It should be cool.
I was an amazing defender.
Right.
And Jordan had 40.
Right.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right. So you hear a lot of people say, well,
oh man, Unc hates MJ, man. He's gonna try and prove that Ron Artest is exaggerating. Oh man, Unc, you're the biggest freaking liberal I've ever met.
Mike would have.
Oh, if you wanted to. Yeah, okay, fair. That sounds ridiculous. But if he was just not trying to win, if he was doing like the James Harden hero ball crap, where he didn't care about winning and all he cared about was stats, Jordan could put up 50 in today's game easy, but he wouldn't because the guy cares about winning championships. So I think he'd tap out around 40 to 43, right in that range, and then get the rest of it done.
Who was the hardest?
Hey, let's be fair. I think Steph, if Steph didn't care about winning either and all he wanted to do was put up points and get stats, man, Steph could easily average 40. Easily, maybe even more. If he just gunned it and never passed the ball.
Player you had to defend?
And LeBron.
Early LeBron, too.
Well, actually, I think Jordan was the toughest, man. So Jordan, the reason I say
We're talking
Jordan,
about Wizards Jordan?
Shit, yeah. The first year was his Jordan, not his last year.
Yeah, no, because when he came back mid-season on the Wizards, he still had it.
Yeah, no,
he had like a 50-point game.
He was there for the whole season.
I thought he came back mid-season the first year.
He played 2.5 seasons with the Wizards. So the first year was mid-season. The next year was
you're right. That's
the
what I
next
mean.
year was a full season, and then that last year
was when things got rough.
He's averaged he was not Jordan, but that first year he came back, he averaged 25.
No, I remember.
People forget that.
People be forgetting. And
Jordan
that team almost. I remember they had like it was like him and Rip Hamilton and like Jaleel White, and it was a rough team. I used to play with them on 2K all the time.
Yeah, they was not. But then Jordan's not running like he used to be. Right. So
even then, Jordan.
I mean, imagine that. So he was getting 25 back then, before he injured his knee, and he missed the rest of the season. That first year back with the Wizards. Imagine that in today's game. The guy's averaging at least 30 in today's game then. Because that was over, boom, 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 over 1/4 of the score. So 30, yeah, man. Dude, freaking A. In today's game, old man Jordan with the Wizards would have been averaging like 32, 33 points a game. Think about that. Let that digest. Because we're praising LeBron for getting 25. And I'm not trying to diss LeBron, but could you imagine if LeBron was putting up 33 points a game right now? I'd be shutting up.
was tough to defend.
I mean, the thing about Jordan was you knew what he was going to do. You knew what he was going to do, and he gonna get you or he gonna pull up. He gonna go left, pull up, go fade right, and you knew it was coming. With like LeBron, when I first started guarding LeBron, I didn't really know what he was going to do, and he was quite successful, but it was still like, it wasn't as predictable, which made it a little harder. But Jordan, I knew exactly what he gonna do, and then Kobe was pretty difficult too. I mean, those guys are. But if I had to give it to one, I would probably say Jordan.
And
maybe tied with LeBron and Kobe.
LeBron and Kobe. I mean, were you with the Bulls when you had to defend Jordan?
I was with the Bulls and one time Indiana.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah. But now I got to defend this guy. The whole city's fucking with him.
That was an interesting take. But yeah, I do think the numbers add up. Reggie Miller, this should be really cool. 56 game yeah, they had a hell of a rivalry in the East, but Jordan, man, we'd be talking a lot more about Reggie Miller if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, because poor Reggie Miller, man, couldn't get to those finals all but 1 year, and that's when Jordan was gone. All right, 7 games versus LeBron, 56 versus MJ. And yeah, that being said, I mean, Reggie Miller, he's a bad dude. He was a bad dude. Really good baller.
I think LeBron's more of a pleaser, and he wants to get everyone involved, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking at the numbers alone, you could make a case.
And if Mike didn't take that vacation to baseball, would he have gone 8 for 8?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Name, and we talked about this, name all the guys that he denied, Hall of Famers that he's denied championships. Myself.
Reggie Miller,
Ewing.
John, Ewing, Chuck, Charles.
Carmelo.
All the guys that he denied championships. And you might want to throw in Hakeem Olajuwon if he's not batting a $197 and missing fly balls in the outfield. Hakeem Olajuwon may not have 2.
Yeah, that's a hell of a debate too.
He could have gone 8.
He could have. And not only that, but after that 8, if what's his name, Jerry Krause didn't the bullshit that he did, they could have gone further than that, man. Imagine if they would have went like 10 and 10. I mean, I don't think they could have, just out of fatigue. You know what I mean? Like the mental and physical fatigue that would take on them. Eventually, they got to break down and just get tired. But it's a possibility. All right, everybody. The channel was the NBA GOAT. That was a really cool video. I'm glad. I'm glad we checked this out together. So I'll link the video down below. Yeah, shoot him a like, a subscribe if you want. And thanks for checking out my channel. Shoot me a like, subscribe, and comment down below. This was a lot more one-sided than I thought it was going to be, because everybody basically picked Michael Jordan. But weigh in on it. When it's all said and done and LeBron retires, who do you think we're going to be talking about the all-time greatest? All right, let's do it in the chat. All right, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.